Hello students, I welcome you to the 10th session of 6th unit of ARM controller subject. In the last session I have explained you about how to write programs for the GPIO pins of the LPC 2148. In today's session, I will be explaining you about PLL programming. So before writing the program for the PLL, let us recall whatever we have studied about the phase locked loop in the previous sessions. So we know there are two PLLs in the LPC 2148. The one is the PLL 0 and other one is called as the PLL 1. The output of PLL 0 is used as the system clock and the output of PLL 1 is used for driving the USB. So this output frequency of the PLL can be calculated using this formula. So here F oscillator is nothing but the frequency generated by the crystal oscillator and CCLK is nothing but the clock frequency. So this oscillator frequency is multiplied and that is obtained used in the system as the CPU clock. And similarly, inside the PLL there is a current controlled oscillator. So the relation between the frequency of the current controlled oscillator and the CPU clock can be given using this formula. So using these two formulas, we can calculate the M and the P value. So what are these M and P? M represents the multiplier value and P represents the divider value. So this M and P decide the output frequency of the PLL. And what are the registers of the PLL? So there are four registers. One is the first one is the PLL control register. The second one is the PLL configuration register. The third one is the PLL status register. And fourth one is the PLL feed register. The first register, PLL control register, it controls the phase locked loop. The second register is called as the PLL configuration register. So it holds the values of M and P, the multiplier and divider value should be stored into the PLL configuration register. And the PLL status register, it gives us the status of all other registers. So it is a read back register. And the last one is the PLL feed register. So this PLL feed register is used to feed a sequence into the PLL for its operation. Now let us learn about the programming part. So if we want to write program into the program for the phase locked loop, then there is an order which we have to follow when we are writing a program. So on the screen you can see there are four steps. The first step that you should do when you are writing a program is set up the PLL. The second step is apply the feed sequence. The third step is wait for the PLL to lock and then connect PLL. And the fourth step is apply the feed sequence. So what is the first step? Set up PLL. So what is the meaning of the setup PLL? So there is an enable pin that enables the phase locked loop. So this enable pin should be made equal to 1 and the M and P value. What are these M and P? The multiplier and the divider values. They should be written into the configuration register. So enabling the PLL and writing the values of M and P into the PLL configuration register is the first step. So that is called as what? Setup PLL. So after writing the value into the configuration register and the control register, the next step is apply the feed sequence. So what is the meaning of this? Uh, in order to avoid the misconfiguration of the PLL, every time we write any value into the PLL configuration register, it must be followed by a feed sequence. Okay, that is, we have to write these two hexadecimal values. The first one is the AAH and the second one is the 55H. So these two hexadecimal numbers should be written into a register. That register is called as what? PLL feed register. Okay. So this is called as what? Feed sequence. So why we are using this feed sequence? In order to avoid the misconfiguration of the PLL by accident or by mistake. If we load any value into PLL configuration, then PLL may generate the wrong clock frequency. So that clock frequency is used by the processor for doing its operation. Okay. So in order to avoid such type of errors, whenever we make any changes into the PLL configuration register, the changes will be reflected only when the feed sequence is written into the PLL feed register. Okay, so that is the second step. Next, what is the third step? So after setting up the PLL and then after writing the feed sequence, the PLL will be loaded with what values? Multiplier and divider values, and PLL will start to generate the desired frequency. So when it generates the desired frequency, we say PLL is locked. Okay. So we have to wait till PLL generates the desired frequency. And when it generates a desired frequency, we have to connect the output of the PLL to CPU and other on-chip peripherals as the clock. Okay. So that is the third step. So here, wait for the PLL to lock and then connect PLL. Okay. So wait for the PLL to lock ಅಂದ್ರೆ PLL desired frequency ನ ಜನರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋವರೆಗೂ ನಾವು ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಯಾವಾಗ ಡಿಸೈರ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಜನರೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೋ ಅವಾಗ PLL ಲಾಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಸೊ PLL ಲಾಕ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಅದರ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿಯನ್ನು ನಾವು CPU ಮತ್ತು ಪೆರಿಫೆರಲ್ ಡಿವೈಸಸ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ PLL. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್. The next step is what? Apply the feed sequence. So any of these changes that you have done to PLL will be reflected only when you provide a feed sequence. So once again, the fourth step is to apply the feed sequence. So here once again we have to write down the two hexadecimal numbers AAH and 55H into the PLL feed register. Okay. So these are the steps, the order of the steps that we have to follow to write any program for the PLL. And when we are calculating the value of M and P, we should remember these 3 points in our mind. The first one is FOSC. What is FOSC? The oscillator frequency. So it should be in the range of what? 10 to 25 megahertz. And CCLK is what? The CPU clock frequency. So this is output of PLL. The output should be in the range of 10 megahertz to the maximum frequency supported by the microcontroller. So usually it will be equal to 60 megahertz. Okay. And FCCO is nothing but the frequency of the current controlled oscillator. It should be in the range of 156 megahertz to 320 megahertz. Okay, now what steps we have to follow for writing the PLL program? So first step is what? Select the desired operating frequency. So first we have to choose the operating frequency that the PLL has to produce. That is the first step. Then second step is we have to check the oscillator, that whether it is connected to the controller on the board. Then the third step is we have to calculate the M value, that is multiplier value, and we have to calculate the P value. So that is the fourth step. After calculating the M value and the P value, they must be stored in which register? Into the PLL configuration register. And after that, if we want to start the PLL, there is an enable pin. That enable pin is present in PLL control register. So we have to enable it, means we have to make it equal to 1. Okay. So these values should be written into control register and configuration register. That is the fifth step. Then the sixth step is we have to provide the feed sequence. What is the feed sequence? Writing AA and 55 into the PLL feed register. And next, what we have to do? We have to wait till PLL is locked. That is, till PLL generates the desired frequency. Okay. And once it generates the desired frequency, next step is what? We have to connect that output of the PLL to the CPU and other on-chip peripherals. And after that, once again, we have to write down the feed sequence that is writing AA and 55 into the PLL feed register. Okay. See, these are the 9 steps that we have to follow to write program for the PLL. Now let us consider one example. So here in the example, they have asked us to write a program, to write a code to run microcontroller unit at frequency 60 megahertz. And they have given the 60 megahertz should be CPU clock frequency as well as the peripheral clock frequency. So both CCLK and peripheral clock both should be equal to 60 megahertz. Okay. And input frequency, that is the frequency of the crystal oscillator, is 12 megahertz. So this crystal oscillator is nothing but input frequency to the PLL, and 60 megahertz is nothing but the output frequency of the PLL. So input is 12 megahertz. By choosing proper M and P value, we have to generate how much? 60 megahertz frequency using the phase locked loop. So first we have to design the PLL, that is we have to calculate the M value and the P value. So they are using the related formulas on the screen. I am showing you how to calculate the M value and the P value. So here M value is calculated using this formula. So here CCLK is nothing but the CPU clock frequency, that is 60 megahertz, and oscillator frequency is given as 12 megahertz. So we will be getting M is equal to 5. But when we are storing it into configuration register, we will take it as what? M minus 1. Okay. So this becomes equal to 4. So next we have to calculate the P value. So P value should be calculated keeping in mind the frequency range of the current controlled oscillator, the lowest range and the highest range. Okay. Uh, when we substitute the lowest and the highest range, we will get two values for the P as 1.3 and 2.67. So P should be greater than 1.3 and it should be less than 2.67. So the proper value for P is equal to 2. Okay. And when we want to write this value into the configuration register, it will be written as what? 0, 1. Okay. So we have calculated the M value should be equal to 4 and P value should be equal to how much? 0, 1. So this M and P value should be stored into which register? Into the PLL configuration register. So here this is the PLL configuration register. It is a 8-bit register. So these bits represents the divider values and these bits represents the multiplier values. So here I have to store the value as 4 and divider value should be stored as 1. Okay. So after storing the values, when we obtain the equivalent hexadecimal number, so here the first lower hexadecimal digit that I am obtaining is 4. The upper digit is how much? 2. Okay. So 2 and 4. So the number is 24. This number should be written into PLL configuration register. So this is about the design part. Okay. So from this calculations, we got to know that M value, what is the M value and what is the P value and what is the value that needs to be stored in the PLL configuration register. So this is the design part. Now let us go for the programming part. Okay. I will start with this line. So here this is a header file. So it is a hash include header file. It says to include the header file of LPC 2148. So this header file contains definition of all the registers associated with the LPC 2148. So this line makes the controller to include all the definition of registers associated with the LPC 2148. After this header file line, we are declaring the functions that we will be using in the program. So here we are using 3 functions. The first one is the setup function, the next function is the feed sequence, and the next function is the connect PLL. Okay, so these three functions are declared, and after that the main program, the main function is started. So inside this main function, what we have to do, recall the set recall the steps for programming the PLL. What are the steps? First we have to set up the PLL, then we have to feed the sequence, then we have to connect the PLL, and then once again we have to write on the feed sequence. Okay, so in the same way, here in this program the functions are called. First, setup PLL function is called, then feed sequence function is called, and after that connect PLL function is called, and after that feed sequence function is called. Okay, so setup PLL function, what it will do, it will enable the PLL and it will load the M value and P value. Next, PLL feed sequence function, what it will do, it feeds the sequence into the PLL feed register. The next function is what? Connect PLL. So this function, what it will do, it will check whether PLL has generated the desired frequency. If it has generated the desired frequency, that is given as output to CPU and other peripherals. Okay, and after that once again we have to feed the sequence. So once again we are calling the function feed sequence here. So these are the 4 steps that we have to follow to write program for the PLL. Okay. So after writing these 4 steps, so when we call these 4 functions, the PLL will be generating clock frequency is equal to how much? 60 megahertz. Okay. But in the problem they have also given this frequency should be same for what system as well as for the peripheral devices. That is, system clock or CPU clock and peripheral clock should be configured to the same frequency of 60 megahertz. So in order to make both the frequency is equal to 60 megahertz, we have to use one more register, that is called as a VPB divider register. So this register decides the relation between the CPU clock frequency and the peripheral clock frequency. So if we want both these frequencies to be same, then we have to write a 1 into this corresponding register. Okay. So by writing 1 into this register, what we are doing, we are making both frequencies is equal to how much? 60 megahertz. Okay. So this is the main program. So what we are doing in the main program, first we are setting up the PLL, and after that we are calling the feed sequence function, and then we are connecting the PLL, and after that once again we are calling the feed sequence function. So this is the main program. Now let us see what these functions are doing. Setup function, feed sequence function, connect PLL function, and feed sequence function. So first one is the setup PLL function. So what this function is doing? So this function is written to set up the PLL. So as I have told you in the beginning of the session, setuping a PLL means what? We have to enable the PLL and we have to load the M value and P value into which register? Into the configuration register. Okay. So we have 2 sentences here. The first sentence will enable the PLL and the second sentence is for loading the M value and P value into the PLL configuration register. And at the beginning of this program, we have done the design part and we got to know how what is the value that we have to load into the configuration register. That is, it is equal to 0 cross 24, that is it is equal to 24H. So this 24H should be loaded into the PLL0 configuration register. The next function is what? Feed sequence function. So this feed sequence function is just loading these 2 hexadecimal numbers AA and 55 into which register? Into the feed register in this sequence, that is First we have to load 50 AA, then we have to load the 55. Okay, so only this is done inside this feed sequence function. The next function is connect PLL function. So inside this connect PLL function, the first sentence is a while sentence, and it uses a condition. It uses a invert of the condition. And what is the condition? PLL 0 stat is nothing but a status register of PLL 0. It is ANDed with a plock. So this plock, what is this plock? In the beginning of this program, we have defined this plock is equal to 400 hexadecimal number. So this 400 hexadecimal number means we are considering here the lock pin that is present in the status register, and we are monitoring whether this lock pin is becoming equal to 1 or not using this while statement. So when this lock pin becomes equal to 1, then it indicates that PLL has generated the desired frequency. So till PLL is locked, the processor will be running this while statement. So when this P lock becomes equal to 1, the while loop is exited and the next line will be executed. So in the next line, we are loading this number 03 into the PLL control register. So this will make PLLC is equal to 1. So what is this PLLC? It is a bit, PLL connect bit that is present in the control register. So when this PLL connect bit becomes equal to 1, then the output of the PLL will be obtained as a clock frequency for the CPU and for the on-chip peripherals. Okay, andre output PLL output frequency na CPU ಮತ್ತು ಆನ್ ಚಿಪ್ ಪೆರಿಫೆರಲ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, PLLC ಪಿನ್ ಅನ್ನು 1 ಆಗಿ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ PLL function. Okay, so that is about the programming part of the PLL. So what we have to remember is the sequence that we have to follow when we are writing the program. So first we have to set up the PLL, then apply the feed sequence, then connect the PLL, and then once again apply the feed sequence. So if we follow this sequence, then the PLL can be configured to desired frequency. Okay. Now, based on whatever we have learned in today's session, let us answer some multiple choice questions. The first question is, which register is used to set up the feed sequence? The answer are PLL feed register, PLL control register, PLL configuration register, and PLL status register. Which is the correct answer? Yes, the correct answer is the first one. So we will be writing the feed sequence into the PLL feed register. The second question, recognize the correct sequence for PLL setting. So A is set up PLL, B is wait for PLL to lock to desired frequency, C is feed sequence for locking PLL, E is connect PLL, D is connect PLL, and E is feed the sequence for setting the PLL as system clock. So here in the below 4 options, we have written the order. Which is the correct order that you have to choose? So what is the correct order? First we have to set up the PLL, and then we have to feed the sequence, then we have to wait for the PLL to lock, then we have to connect the PLL, and then we have to once again feed the sequence. So correct answer is the fourth option. The third question is, which pin in the PLL stat register indicates that PLL is locked to desired frequency? The first one is PLLE, the second one is P lock, The third one is PLLC. The fourth option is none of the above. So here PLLE means PLL enable pin. This is P lock pin. The next one is PLL connect pin. So which is the correct answer? Yes, the correct answer is the P lock pin. So this pin indicates that the PLL is locked to desired frequency. The fourth question, which pin is set to 1 to allow CPU and on-chip peripherals to use PLL output as clock? That is, which pin allows the PLL output to be connected to CPU and other peripherals? The options are PLL enable pin, P lock pin, PLL connect pin, or none of the above. Yes, the correct answer is the PLL connect pin. So when we set this equal to 1, output of the PLL is connected to CPU and other peripherals. So in today's session, we have discussed about how to calculate the M value and P value for the PLL and how to program the PLL to generate the desired frequency. Thank you.